Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger, joined by the Tar Pamlico River Keeper, Katie Zimmerman. Katie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Happy to be here.
This is again the end of Earth Month, the last day of April. I know there's been a lot of discussions about, people, what have they done for Earth Day? But before we get into what you guys might have done on Earth Day for Sound Rivers, give us a little bit of a background of what Sound Rivers does, what the mission is, and kind of the general purpose.
All right, yeah, so my name's Katie Zimmerman, like you said. I am your Tar Pamlico River Keeper with Sound Rivers, which is a local nonprofit organization, all for the purpose of protecting and advocating for the water quality in the Neuse as well as the Tar Pamlico River Basin. So do stuff through advocacy, education, on-the-ground field work, and communicating with our local regulatory agencies to protect water quality.
Very nice. So I'm assuming water testing. What are some of the daily tasks that you guys do to keep our rivers healthy and to keep them clean?
Yeah, so I get the question a lot of what is a river keeper and what does a river keeper do?
It's a very cool title.
Yeah, very valid question though. So what I like to say is that we just strive to be a resource for the community. We receive a lot of hotline calls at our offices saying, hey, there's something weird going on with the creek behind my house. So what we'll do as river keepers is collect more information, maybe go out to that site and do some water quality testing, gather more like in the field data, and then if it is a pollution issue, then we will communicate that information to our local regulatory agencies. So we kind of fill that gap of data and being a community resource for water quality.
Very cool. Now, as far as maybe some like longer term issues, when you've got kind of the big events that happen, the fish kills where you got algae blooms, lack of oxygen within the river, what are some of the steps that you guys take to try to solve those problems on a larger scale?
Yeah, you got it. So some of our biggest issues that we tend to see very frequently are issues with sewer spills and sewage in general with septic tanks. And
quite a few stories over here on that.
Yes, absolutely. And so like you said, all that excess bacteria and nutrients downstream can cause a lot of fish kills and algal blooms, and we're also looking at a whole lot of sediment pollution from the increase of development in eastern North Carolina, and then we're always also concerned about industrial agriculture and the excess nutrients that puts into the river as well. So
absolutely. What kind of maybe steps are you taking? Is it perhaps maybe like adding more wildlife in the forms of oysters to try to take care of some of that nutrients? What are some of the steps that you guys are doing to just make sure that A, our rivers are clean, but B, you guys aren't having to break your backs every day getting out there and scrubbing it with your own hands?
Yeah, so we really rely on volunteers. We're a volunteer-based organization, and we have multiple programs within Sound Rivers organization, like our swim guide program, where especially throughout the summer on a weekly basis, we'll be testing the water for bacteria at 54 sites across the Tar Pam and the Neuse Basin. A sample every Thursday and then incubated over a 24-hour period so that we can let people know what the bacteria levels are in their favorite swimming, kayaking, fishing, favorite recreation area over the weekend. So
very useful information.
Yeah, people can stay informed about where it is safe or not to swim. So
absolutely.
That's one that we do. We also have a litter-free rivers program where we just do like general kayak cleanups, on the land cleanups of trash. And the biggest thing in that is our trash traps, which we're in the double digits now, I think 10 or 11 trash traps also scattered throughout both watersheds, basically big cages that are in small creeks to catch trash and plastic pollution as they're coming downstream. And yeah, rely on volunteers for all of those programs. So.
Very cool, very cool. How easy is it for maybe somebody who wants to volunteer to get involved?
Yeah, so we are always encouraging people to get involved. We have a volunteer coordinator. She is awesome. Her name is Emily Fritz. And if you go onto our website at soundrivers.org, really easy to get in contact with us.
Very cool. Very cool. And of course, final question. This is again Earth Month. We want to know, what did Katie or what did the people at Sound Rivers do for this Earth Day to kind of celebrate?
Yeah, that is a great question. So at Sound Rivers, we actually celebrate Earth Month. So
There we
the whole
go.
month
There we
is
go. And we're here on April 30th, really rounding it out.
yeah, rounding out Earth Month today. But we have a lot of events throughout the month to kind of do more outreach and education. But our biggest thing for Earth Month has been the launch of a brand new program for Sound Rivers called Water Watch.
Okay.
So kind of in the same vein as that swim guide program, testing bacteria. But the purpose of this one and the goal of this program is to train interested volunteers all throughout the watersheds on how to identify and report pollution issues in their local waterways. So we did our first 2 pilot trainings in Blunt's Creek and in Oriental, and we're really excited to keep moving up the watershed and train more people who want to be involved in our work and take ownership over their local streams and creeks and rivers.
Absolutely. I mean, this is all happening in our own backyards. If we're right on the river, maybe we're a couple miles off, or we're just in the river shed. This is all something that does eventually affect us some way or somehow.
Absolutely.
And it's all deserves our attention. Katie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And again, happy Earth Day to everybody at Sound Rivers.
Happy Earth Month.
Happy Earth Month, exactly. For more information, of course, you can head over to soundrivers.org.
That is correct.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour right here on the First Alert Desk. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday.